Hello, everyone. Today I brought Denisa back for a very brief update.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you so much for being here for the second time.
Thank you for the invitation.
How are you? How's it going?
Great. I'm feeling very well. The business is going well, and I'm happy. I'm happy. Actually, I'm even happier than I would have thought, because obviously you always start very uncertain at the beginning with a lot of doubts, a lot of uncertainties. Then you take the plunge. Then for me, it went well from the first month. Then you think maybe it was just a fluke, but then the next 2 months also went well. So I'm gaining more awareness of things, the things I do, the business, in short, much better.
Surely having a story like yours, right? So coming from 2 years of a journey, let's say, without achieving results, a journey that obviously gradually discouraged you, right? So you get there and you say, well, I don't know. Let's see. So to do a brief recap, right? For those who haven't seen the previous interview, Denisa came to me saying, look, you're my last resort. If I don't get results by March, I've set my deadline. And I won't continue with publishing because I've been at it for 2 years. So we started working together in December and January. And in the first month of working together, Denisa closed at 12K net, which was around 17, 18 in revenue, whatever it was, 12 net.
17 something.
So a very important result, but still there. One doesn't fully realize. I mean, one might say it's a fluke. I don't know. I'll never be able to maintain.
Oh my, so many doubts. I've had these thoughts for several days.
Which is a question that many people ask. There are many who write to me, look, Ricardo, what brings you to this result? But then, do the results last, or do you take me there and they end? Well, first of all, the perspective of the journey is not so much monetary, that is to get you there, but to make you a person capable of, as Denisa says, becoming aware of things, of what you are doing, and obviously being able to replicate and carry it forward. Otherwise, it would make little sense. So tell us a bit, first month with 12K net, how does it go from there?
So she continues that in February. She actually grew even more because she made 18K net and $26,000 in royalties, and 18K net, $6,000 in royalties, 18K net.
There too. Sorry. Then tell me, wasn't the high season also a factor, right? Because skeptics might say January is the high season.
Instead, February, which is no longer the high season, was not helped by the high season. I haven't published any new books. They were the same as in January. Only one of them just took off like that. I tell you, I also understood why later. At the time, I didn't understand why. So it was also, then you become aware of things as you do them. But what I definitely did was never stop. I always kept doing things. I have always taken action. Obviously, I was with Giuseppe, so I have to say that I followed his advice, but I also dared. I also dared. I also tried new things. I also lost some money, because not everything you do turns out well. But I acted as an entrepreneur, and therefore it went very well for me. I am happy.
Yes, this is what I always tell everyone, meaning that at the beginning, you shouldn't deviate, you shouldn't do tests, you should follow step by step.
Absolutely.
Once you start hitting certain numbers, you understand things, then you have to test. Of course, you have to test. Maybe you find something new, a new technique, a new market. So absolutely, yes. I mean, that's really the game. Being static is never good. Waiting for your mom to tell you no, do it this way, no, do it that way. It's right to try, experiment, and obviously always grow more and more. So this is an approach that I really like, because I see many people, even those who earn money, but are mentally static. Like, yes, okay, how do you do this? But they wait for someone from above to give them the potion.
Well, but this way they never learn. I learned a lot from my mistakes, and that's many things that maybe, well, you try them, get them wrong. I understood that they were wrong, but if I hadn't tried, I wouldn't have been sure that maybe they didn't work, right? Unlike others that maybe worked much better.
This obviously, guys, after, before.
Absolutely right. At the beginning, you must not deviate by even a comma, otherwise you won't reach the goal.
Exactly.
So we said January, the 12K was a surprise. You didn't know, but if it goes on, how does it work? February, 18K, you start to understand and gain a bit more awareness of everything. March, well, March saw a bit of a decline, but it was my fault. Let's say, obviously, another mistake that I am now correcting. I hadn't planned, so I didn't make any new publications. It's obvious that if you make books in 1 month, you can't expect them to sell for 12 months a year. So after a while, you need to do something new. You need to have a publication plan. Everything is in motion. People think that if they reach 10K, it will be 10K forever. No. On the other side, there are people who buy these books. So the moments vary, the interests vary. Obviously, the books that sell in January are not the ones that will sell in April. Absolutely not. There are some evergreen books that you need to have to create that base of royalties, but you always need to plan. A mistake I made, which I hadn't planned for until now, well, I'm already fixing it. Well, I already have my plan. I already have all the publication timings, everything scheduled, and I just need to stick to the plan.
Now we will delve deeper into this topic. But how much are you closing in March?
Now we will delve deeper into this topic. So how much are you closing in March? In March, I am closing at 10K net. However, with a slightly lower ROAS, because in the first month I had a ROAS of 3.5. In February, it was 3.5. And in March, it is 2.5. Anyway, I am not at a loss because I still made $10,000 net. For those less familiar, ROAS means return on ad spend.
So what does it mean that for every euro Denisa invested, she got 2.5 back?
Exactly. I made approximately 17K in royalties and 10,700 net.
It makes me laugh a bit because I also mentioned it in my post, right? And as I saw Marco, this month is a bit down, 10K net. This month is a bit down, 20K net.
Sorry, if you had told me 3 months ago, I would have laughed in your face, I know.
Because she would also feel bad about it, right?
Exactly. I would have said, are you kidding me? But indeed, things change, results change, expectations change, goals change, and you also change as a person.
This is fundamental. It means there is growth, right? Otherwise, you will always be stuck there. But now it's right for you to see 10K as a small amount. I mean, it's few. Objectively, it's few, really few. I mean, there's still a whole world to take, right? So obviously you rise more mentally. You take steps. It's beautiful.
The most beautiful thing is precisely this, that beyond the money, which is very important and necessary, is seeing how you as a person grow, how you manage to think about your business, analyze it, and plan it strategically. And this is the most beautiful thing.
This happens to me often. I mean, I think about myself from last year and I feel bad. I say, how did I manage? There's an example, right? With a certain monthly economic target or a certain savings target, right? Maybe the year before I was very confident, right? So I was very calm. I was saying, oh, well, right. Then the financial thermostat always rises. I mean, if I had last year's money now, I'm not saying I would go into depression, but almost okay. That's right. Oh my, very nice. Very nice to see such growth. So you were talking to me about planning.
Yes, yes, yes. Now let's say after having, how to say right, started March and found myself a bit at a loss, right? Because I didn't yet have the mindset for planning, even though you mention it in the course. So this is absolutely my fault. However, there are some habits that are harder to override when they are not well internalized. But after this small down moment, I realized that I think I understood. Anyway, I will put into practice what I understood. I will see the result, and I will notice if I just thought it well, and that I obviously need to make a plan, an editorial plan, because in the end, yes, we are self-publishers. But if you want to keep making 2,000 to 3,000 euros a month, and you say, well, I take my salary, work 2 hours a day, and I'm fine with that, then I tell you to publish a book a month, or even every 2 months, do it well, put effort into it, and you can be more than calm. However, if you have much higher goals and want to reach certain figures, you need tighter planning, very strict timelines for going to market, and people focused on each stage of the publishing process. So now I am working on this.
Exactly. Then, as Denisa was saying, it depends a bit on what a person wants to do. If you want to make 2,000 to 3,000 euros net per month, which is probably a good amount for many people, considering the amounts they are used to, and you want to achieve it calmly, living more serenely, it can be done. Obviously, if you want to reach 20, 30, 40, 50 sales per month with this business, and we have examples of this in the group, I am sure you will reach these numbers. And then you can see, I am so sure, because other people, including a girl you know, have also achieved really tough, really important numbers.
Despite having another job, she doesn't dedicate 12 hours a day to self-publishing.
But look, this is a great example for me, because I see people who really say, you know, I work, maybe girls my age too, but I work, then I go home and, you know, I don't have time. We are talking just because maybe someone hasn't seen your previous interviews. Denisa is a mom, 2 children, twins. You can imagine, right? You were saying one goes to a school on one side, the other school on the other side, and off you go.
Then we also have a very complicated life. We don't like to make things easier for ourselves. Let's say that I only work in the morning after taking the kids to school, etc. I don't start before 10. By lunchtime, at the latest by 2, I'm done. This is because afterwards I have to pick them up from school, take them to sports, take them to do this and that. And here, the children are so young, it's not like you come home, sit at the computer, and they play. They need your presence. Anyway, I am dedicated to them until 9 in the evening. When they go to bed, that hour before I go to bed, I spend it doing things for the business, but I don't have 8 hours like a standard job would have to dedicate to self-publishing.
Additionally, I also teach the mental aspect, because in those 4 hours that you spend publishing, you might think like a child about this thing.
If he has a high fever.
Understood, guys? This is obviously to make you understand that there are zero excuses, because if you want results, they will come. I mean, even if someone is obviously busy, not everyone can dedicate 3, 4, 5, 10 hours a day and do only that. This is why I wanted to highlight this fact, Anissa, because many people ask, but I work. I have 2 hours in the evening.
Like me, I have 2 in the morning and maybe 2 in the evening. That's it.
And also, the other girl I was talking about from Cree, I think she has children now. I don't know how many.
No, she has grown-up children, but she has a full-time job. I think she manages some stores.
She manages 3 stores, something like that, so she doesn't miss out on anything either. Listen, the other day she told me that tomorrow she will set the alarm for 5 a.m. to make zero excuses. And anyway, a girl who is making 40 small huts a month, 30 small huts a month, exact figures. So no excuses if someone wants to do it. They just do it exactly. And so this brings us back to our discussion, obviously, also compatible with these things and wanting to reach a high level. Planning is fundamental. At that point, it's no longer a hobby that you do without thinking, but it becomes a business initially. Exactly.
Planning everything organized. So now you told me that you were planning all the publications a bit. You are organizing the ratings. Let's say that I am trying to standardize, if I can say, because obviously you can't standardize every step of the process in such a way that I have scheduled, right? Every day, the things that need to be done are already prepared for. The market with everything ready, because obviously only in this way can I dedicate the little time I have. However, by doing only the things that are necessary to reach the profit I need each month, since I have few hours a day, these hours must be very, very focused.
Exactly. Then the next step will be to go to some competitions in some aspect.
Yes, no, actually, I have already started this step on on 1, 2 things at the pub. Let's say the more operational things, right? So like the management of ads, even though for me, it is, how to say, very personal, but let's say that I am training someone to do it exactly as I do. But yes, definitely, because obviously if the books become many, you can't just spend 2 hours on them anymore. It takes a whole day. If you have, I don't know, 50, 60 books tomorrow, for example. So definitely, yes, I have already started delegating.
Because then regardless, your mind will need to be free to think strategically about how to proceed. If my mind is occupied for 4 hours a day doing operational tasks, who is thinking about the direction? Who is thinking about how to make more money? So these things being quote unquote not useless, okay? But they can be delegated, or if I think of keyword research, okay, I could really put a very simple person there so it makes little sense. To continue doing certain activities at an entrepreneurial level once you reach a certain level, obviously.
For example, I am currently doing the research for the cure myself, because for now, I want to allocate the budget to the new level.
Sure.
But for example, I repeat, I started with delegating the tasks, or let's say the more operational part of content control, basically all the more tedious stuff like spending time inserting images. These are all things that are delegated.
Absolutely. So planning delegation, and let's see for a moment how we will proceed. Then we should do another update shortly, I'm sure.
Yes, absolutely. Definitely.
Okay. So I am very, 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 very happy.
So I am really very happy. In fact, I thank you because, as you said, it's not something to be taken for granted. At the end of November, I wanted to give up publishing. But now here I am today. It's April 3rd, thinking about how to structure my publishing company. So I have to say, thank you, Giuseppe, because without your course and your help, I definitely wouldn't have been able to achieve this. So thank you.
Fantastic. And your deadline was March, right?
My deadline was March, well, but I had already turned things around in January. Anyway, yes, that was my deadline. Yes, I had set the deadline for myself because obviously I had been wasting too much time, so to speak, on self-publishing. But in hindsight, it turned out to be an excellent choice.
3 months, 40 little bells. Now we are getting to the month.
Well done indeed. Great job.
So Denisa, just for transparency, as you know, when we say things, we always show them. So if we can get the dashboards a bit.
Here I am.
Go ahead. I'll enable the sharing for you.
Right. Then don't worry. Even if you are something, we will obscure everything. Okay? So here I am, you see. Obviously, April. Sorry, because I have a bit of a zoom bar in the middle. What do we show? February and March. If we can show income and expenses, the total, or divided January with January's expenses.
February income with February expenses.
March income with March expenses. January, here it is.
17 out 530. That was the first month. They told you that you closed at 12 net, right?
Exactly, yes. And the ads. So this is the US market, but I think January was the main one. The only thing is January shows me from the 4th now the correct ones. Anyway, who bought on the 1st of January? No one. This is the US market. This, tell me if I'm going too fast.
No, we'll go ahead.
This is the UK market, and that's it, because I opened Canada in the other months, but obviously the main ones are these.
So it will be $800, $900 here because these are pounds plus 3D 200.
Wait, because I turned off various campaigns, so it might be more. Well, yes, 3,600.
So 3,600 plus $800 is about 4.5 on a revenue of 17.5.
Yeah, well, I also have my management software that we can use if you want. I have no problem sharing it. After all, they are just numbers. So yes, this is the January report.
Okay.
Then February.
Okay. What a beautiful dashboard.
Beautiful, yes. Sorry, because I have a small screen and all the pop-ups open up.
Here.
This is, tell me if you see.
Yes, I see.
Okay.
US 5421.
In which we
In the UK, we have 1886 pounds over 1,000. Check the management system.
Yes, precise, because obviously I count every day. Another fantastic file provided by publisher Outliers.
We have a file for everything. For those who don't know, we have a file for anything we need to do.
Exactly. So yes, it's 27 and some in royalties and $9,000 in ads. So it's 18 net. And lastly, but it's March. Here it is. The time of year when everything starts to bloom and the weather begins to warm up, a season of renewal and growth, bringing new life and energy to the world around us.
March, 17,000 revenue, 6,000. And 6,100 US dollars of expenses. Okay. This UK.
See, yes. And I started doing very little on, but now I'll show you on Canada. I have also opened Canada as a market for the campaigns. So yes, March 17,912 in royalties and 7,180 in ads. So 10,725, 12 in royalties and 7,180 in ads, 12 in royalties and 7,180 in ads. So 10,125.
Okay. Fantastic. No, go ahead, Denisa, to stop sharing.
Here we are.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Congratulations on everything. Congratulations also for the group, because I see you being very contributive, even in the group.
When I can, with great pleasure.
Always available to perhaps give advice to others, to respond to others. So I am really happy to have such members in my community. Although I must say there are many, it is truly a fabulous, close-knit community.
I have to say yes. But this certainly maybe has an impact. It's obvious. And then it's nice. I like to see the results of others, especially those who have better results than mine, because it gives me even more strength to do better.
Sure. It's nice to see similar stories too, right? So in your case, fantastic, just perfect. Are you participating in the live sessions?
Yes, whenever I can, with great pleasure. Otherwise, I watch it the next day. I always have the luck of calls with Giuseppe. whom I thank from the bottom of my heart. And the live sessions are very useful because any doubt you have, just participate for those 10 minutes. You get your doubt answered. And then you can continue putting the kids to bed, doing the things you need to do. Perfect.
So, Denisa, thank you very much again for being here. Thank you all. Thank you. We know you have little of it, so we need to appreciate it even more. Thank you very much, really. Then we will do another update because we talked a bit about future goals, and we will do another update, okay? With great pleasure.
Have a good day and thank you. Hello, everyone, guys. Bye.